Hey there! As usual, I illustrated this unknown part of the world with the help of this image, which, until told otherwise, can be considered canon. In addition, this time I also used this other image, provided by that shaman in a similar manner. The translations of the various landmarks found throughout this map are what helped me imagine these distant lands. There's Arid, Wetland, the Howling Peninsula, and Sunrise Crest, which, given its placement on the map, I interpreted as being more of a general denomination for this whole continent. Worth mentioning is this specific landmark, shown on the maps to be connected to known lands through what could be interpreted as trade routes, perhaps. Lore-wise, I tried to connect this part of the world to the existing story of Guild Wars, trying to use either obscure or ancient knowledge. What better place to start if not the Elder Dragons, the omnipresent threat of the Guild Wars 2 universe up until now. Even though their fate is, for the most part, already set in stone, we could still explore their mysterious past, as in how they originally came to be. For example, did they arise through natural processes, or were they created, shaped for a specific purpose, by an unknown race/entity? I figured that these two ideas could be merged. So, while a natural strive for magic would slowly but inevitably give rise to 6 apex magical entities on the world of Tyria, this natural process could have been boosted by the intervention of a third party. We could imagine a very ancient race of draconian beings worshipping what we now know as the Elder Dragons. This race would have been determined to slay every potential contender to their gods, be them minor or major dragons or even other powerful magical entities. Little did this race know that their actions would unwillingly lead to their ultimate demise, leaving behind nothing but ruins, from which we would, however, still be able to learn about the nature and history of the Elder Dragons. Traces of this race would span across the entirety of this continent, but predominantly along the Howling Peninsula. We could infuse this extinct race with a real-life influence of ancient Mesopotamian cultures, like, to name a couple, the Sumerian and the Babylonian ones. As a quick example, the mythical figure of Tiamat, the primordial goddess of the sea, sometimes identified with images of a sea serpent or dragon, was the symbol of the chaos of primordial creation for some of these peoples. Speaking of draconic races, and trying to work with what we already have, a connection to Samurog's race could be made. Unless Samurog was supposed to be some kind of demonic centaur. Another race to connect to these lands could be that of the Giganticus Lupicus. The Tyrian and Elonian counterparts of this race were devoured by the Elder Dragons millennia ago, but a more tribal, non-magical offshoot could still be present somewhere on this part of the world, possibly roaming the Wetland. The Wetland could also be home to a handful of less developed pale trees, so to speak. The region of this continent, denominated Arid, I imagined as being a remnant of Primordius' destructive influence, with the cataclysmic event that doomed most of this massive island happening a very long time ago, before Primordius relegated itself to slithering underground. This land would be highly inhospitable to non-magical life, even to this day, and beings resembling destroyers, even if only in appearance, can still be seen roaming this wretched land, struggling to emulate some kind of public order, acting more like automatas. The last thing to touch upon would be the unnamed landmark to the southwest. Quite possibly a city, connected to known places via trade routes passing through the Battle Isles. Out of all the races, I figured that the Norn would be the best candidate for such a city, settling there many centuries ago. While they would share in history with the Norn from the Farshive Peaks, they would have adapted to a very different way of life, making this major city let's call it Bjarnbrock, a vibrant center of commerce, populated among others by noble opulent Norn. Similarly to Lion's Arch, this city could be a safe hub for many different races, some new and some already known, like the Largos for example. Local spirits of the wild, even if minor ones, would still be present in the lives of this Norn. Do you have any ideas for things to explore in the distant lands of the Sunrise Crest? Thanks for watching.